In today's video, we're going to go over the pros and cons of living or moving to Cincinnati, Ohio. So as always, if you're interested in the Cincinnati area, thinking about moving here, feel free to reach out to me. I'm Jeff Williamson with Ownerland Realty. Happy to help you in your search and talking everything about Cincinnati. So let's get right into it. All right, so number one, relative to other cities, other major metro cities, Cincinnati is relatively affordable. So the cost of living here is pretty good. Looking up statistics, about 21% of income covers the cost to live here. Housing-wise, it's very affordable in comparison to other major metro cities. Our median price point is in the 160s. Our average price point is close to around $250 nowadays. But you definitely can find areas and homes where you can own a home for less than rent. $1,000 a month can go a long way in certain areas of Cincinnati. So number two, we have a booming job market here. You can find a handful of Fortune 500 companies here in Cincinnati: P&G, Kroger, Western and Southern, American Financial Group, a few different hospitals. We have Tri-Health, UC Medical, Cincinnati Children's. So there's a lot of job opportunities within the city limits and even in the suburbs. So number three, the food and beverage scene here in Cincinnati. Definitely a lot of places to go and visit if you're a foodie. Melting pot of different types of restaurants scattered pepper throughout Cincinnati. We have our own staples like La Rosa's, Grater's, Grippo's, Skyline, Gold Star, especially if you like chili on spaghetti. It's kind of our thing for outsiders. Either you love it or you hate it. So I could also go in the con column. But again, if you're a foodie, definitely a good area to be in, especially with a lot of new breweries popping up as well. Number four, it's a melting pot of neighborhoods and suburbs. For an outsider, it can be overwhelming because there are so many neighborhoods. Whenever I talk with clients about what area they're thinking about moving to, school district is a big part of that equation. If you have kids of school age, you have northern suburbs that have a lot of good public schools. There's a lot of good private schools within the city limits, and we have one of the best school systems. There's just a plethora of options. So I always sit down with couples that are moving here from out of state to kind of go over these things and further discuss pros and cons and get a feel for what interests you might have. So number five, for things to do, there's a lot to do in Cincinnati. If you're a sports fan, we have professional and collegiate sports right here in our backyard. If you're a fan of the Reds, baseball, football, we have the Bengals. Collegiately, we have, we're close to UC, University of Cincinnati. They put together a really good football program this past year. Xavier University has a great basketball program. Both UC and Xavier have a little bit of a rivalry when it comes to crosstown shootout in basketball. My alma mater, Miami University, is up in Oxford, only about a 45-minute drive away. They have a great hockey program. We're close to the river, so a lot of things they do on both sides in northern Kentucky and in downtown Cincinnati. Downtown Cincinnati has the Banks, which is a great entertainment scene, outdoor concert venues. It's in between the stadiums, so it's great for going before and after games. On the Kentucky side, you have the Newport Aquarium, very family-oriented there. There is a movie theater over there. And again, a lot of good restaurants there, both in Covington and Newport. We have a few amusement parks. We have Kings Island, which also has its own water park. Great Wolf Lodge, which is an indoor water park. Plenty of golf courses around here. We have year-round events happening throughout the year. We have one of the best Oktoberfest festivals in the country, having a German history here in Cincinnati. So getting into the cons, I would say one of the cons here is the weather. It's very unpredictable. You can have all 4 seasons in a day. It can go from 20 degrees to as high as 60 degrees, again, in one day. I think we have about 132 days of rain or snow. I will say though, to relate it to a kind of a pro, is we do get all 4 seasons. It's not stuck to it's very hot or very cold. I'm a big fan of the fall and spring here, where you can get perfect 55 to 60 degree weather, which is great for golf or watching baseball at a game. But yeah, the unpredictable part of the weather kind of sucks sometimes. So number two, the public transportation system in Cincinnati is not the best compared to other major cities. If you're familiar with the trains in Chicago or the system in Philly or New York, it's way more efficient than what we have here in Cincinnati. We do have a streetcar downtown, which has like 18 stops for an 80 square mile city. It's just not enough. It's not the most efficient system. Number three, the sports teams here in Cincinnati, if you're coming from another city, another state, that you have a diehard whatever fan, maybe stick with that. It's very hard to be a Cincinnati sports fan. We haven't seen a playoff or playoff one in a while. Number four, there's so many neighborhoods and suburbs. It's very much a melting pot, which can be considered a good thing. But when you're moving here from out of state, it's very difficult to pinpoint where you want to live. There's literally hundreds of little mini neighborhoods and suburbs. And when you're looking at moving here, sometimes it can be difficult. Well, what's the pros and cons or the differences of each of these neighborhoods? Relying on someone who lives here, a real estate agent like myself, that can help guide you on what you might be looking for, what your best needs and interests can be helpful, just because it can be overwhelming with so many different neighborhoods and suburbs. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you found some information here that's useful. Again, if you're thinking about moving or living here in Cincinnati and you're looking for help in a search, feel free to reach out to me. Check out my website, jeffwilliamsonhomes.com.